Second. Second. I forgot about something. Vampire therapist. Okay. But this is not too loud. Okay. Wow. This is game number second. This is game number 3 in the session.
My name is Sam Walls, and I'm a dead man. Well, kinda dead at least. See, I'm a vampire. Now, if you think that means all that Dracula hooey, like hissing, wearing skin-tight leather, and hunting mortals for sport, I wouldn't blame you one. That's exactly the sort of thing I did in my younger years with my former gang. And let me tell you, a vampire who's good with a gun can be a real... I got lucky, though. I met some kind mortals who saw beyond my fangs. They taught me my letters and showed me how my thinking was keeping me from finding any kind of... After they passed on, I roamed America's majestic wilderness for nigh on 90 years, figuring out myself and what it means to be a vampire. And I found what I realized was, it ain't fangs that make us monsters. It's the self-defeating ways we think. Anywho, as the world started getting smaller, my old vampire gang tracked me down. Them being my kin, I wanted to help them see the world like I did, but they still have the same monster mindset I used to have. But I got hooked up with this newfangled internet thing and found a vampire who's helping my kin find their way. Fella named Andromachos. He invited me to come out to Europe to learn from him. I figure someone older than time has got to have the answers. I'm going on a trip, I guess. This feels like my opportunity to do some good in the world. I've been lucky, and now it's time to give back. Vampires ain't monsters. Or at least, they don't have to be. And come hell or high water, I'm gonna prove it to them.
That was fast. Bentar. This is game number 3 in the session.
I think this is the address. Number 27, Clean Flitter Mouse Streeb?
A second. This is game number 3 in the session. This is Vampire Therapist. I received the key to play this one from Press Engine, so this is another sponsored game. If you guys interested, feel free to type !G or game in the chat room. Thank you. Perhaps the genre going to be visual novel, but then they said there's a sexual theme. Hopefully it's going to be fine to stream the game. But that's all. Enjoy the stream, enjoy the broadcast. Mas Ali tahu game Bazar? Tidak, kayaknya. CBT? So regarding sexual content, is this going to be okay to be played on stream? Explore sensitive and potentially triggering topic in a historical context such as war, abuse, sexual oppression, suicidal ideation, religion, addiction. Discussion may be uncomfortable or upsetting for some reader. Does not take a dismissive or trivializing approach to these topics, but rather seeks to comment on them in a way that is engaging. If you have a history or trauma related to any of this topic, please approach with caution and take care of yourself. Also involve blood and sexual themes, though nothing explicit is shown. Okay. Good night, adios. By the way, sorry I can't stay for long, gotta open the shop early tomorrow. Okay. Have a good rest, Lea. Have a good sleep. Semoga esok lancar-lancar. Aku pikir selama ini kamu tuh kerja 9 ke 5, ternyata tidak. Semoga lancar. Karena punya toko atau kerja di toko itu susah. Dan aku paham. Omku kan punya itu telur ya, kandang ayam. Dan basically tidak ada hari libur. Semangat. Semoga lancar-lancar. Semoga tetap berusaha dan usahanya tetap lancar. Have a good rest, have a good sleep.
Sure is a hell of a lot of ruckus for this time of night. People stay up late here. Wait a minute. These folk are vampires. Better watch myself. Guten Abend, folks. Sprechen Sie English?
Guten Abend.
Ja, hello, Alta. Are you here to party with us at the hottest club?
Is the audio okay? It's not too loud or not too low?
Well, what's so special about this club?
Immernacht is the greatest club aller Zeiten. The owner makes sure everyone has a good time.
Immer noch. Alle Seiten.
If anyone acts without respect, they are banned from the club forever. You are free to do and be whatever you like, as long as you are harming no one.
Und I hear that they are now attracting sexy old cowboys.
Un?
Shh, Maxi, he is old enough to be your grandfather.
Oh, come on now. You're just flattering me. I'm only a couple 100 years old.
Oh mein Gott, he is so cute, Reinhard. Can I keep him?
I don't think what I'm wearing will fit the dress code.
The cowboy look is totally sexy, but you will get a bit sweaty.
I hope we will all get a bit sweaty.
Okay.
Good thing we run a little on the cold side, huh?
Don't worry, my Liebling. We make each other warm.
Reinhard, stop. Don't scare the American. I want to do that.
Maxi Liebchen, you're so naughty tonight.
No, you are the naughty one.
Oh, I definitely ain't an American no more. I'm looking for Andromachos.
You mean the club owner? Ja, that is why we are here.
If you're lucky, he will invite us to the private party at the end of the night.
Well, what happens there?
I think maybe it is too kinky for Americans to hear.
I can cut loose. What kind of party is this?
The kind where we dance all night and get sexy.
Oh, here are them kind of vampires.
Ach so, there are better things to suck than blood, or there?
Although we have to get past the bouncer first. If we do not, I'm thinking our night is ruined.
How is your stream? Are you done with your stream, boy?
Oh, wait a sec. There's something about what she just said. I can feel it. It reminds me of one of my revelations about the funny patterns in the way we vampires think.
Welcome though. Good afternoon. Or good evening.
Well, let's see. One type of thinking I noticed I called hot branding. That's when we brand ourselves with names we can't get rid of. There's high noon mind. That's when we treat a situation like it's a do or die showdown. And there's saloon thinking. That's when we act either helpless or invincible, like we've just drunk a pint of moonshine. I can always check my journal if I need examples. I kept all my notes about the funny ways we vampires think in there. I think I know which one of them funny ways they're thinking in though. Hold on, compadres. You seem like the kind who can make their own fun.
Seperti biasa bang, penuh dengan technical difficulty, game yang gak optimize sama chat scammer. Hah? What do you mean? Tadi aku kayaknya lurking terus ngintip ada layout baru kayaknya, tapi aku nggak nyimak apakah ada scammer. Kamu nggak apa sih? A second ya. Di bagian ini nggak diatur kah? Tanya ya. Kalau si Jo pakai wisebot, aku tidak pakai wisebot, tapi kayaknya aku cuma sekali setahun, sekali 2 bulan mungkin kalau ada yang datang. Bagian ini aku hidupin verified, dan ini harus verified phone number. Ini juga ada. Jadi biar gak datang-datang scammer. Terus di bagian ini juga aku tambah kalau frasa-frasa yang kayaknya bakal kena, kayak best viewer, do you want more viewer, or Discord bla 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 bla. Jadi nggak perlu lewat, langsung hilang. Nggak diedit kah ini bagian ini? Biar nggak banyak dan nggak perlu kayak basa-basi. Ya daripada capek ya mending main. Saran ya. Sempat aktivasi cuma tak matiin. Why? I found this old notebook and figure I'd take it with me to Europe. Mungkin nanti bakal start lagi. Oke. I found this old notebook and figured I'd take it with me to Europe. I figure it will help me organize my thoughts. I will separate it into sections so I can jump to and break quick. That way when I need to get to a particular section of my notes, all I gotta do is hop over to that section. Easy as falling off a horse. Okay. Udah kebaca template chat mereka kayak gimana? Iya aku juga. Tapi basically itu jarang sekali. Justru yang akhir-akhir ini sering kejadian itu mereka langsung masuk ke Discord. Yang kena itu justru orang-orang yang di Discord, yang mereka kayak add friend kemudian diajak ngobrol. Aku juga dapat itu, tapi ya begitu. Kalau udah jelas mereka nanya-nanya udah berapa lama stream dan segala macam, aku langsung aja jawabnya ketus. Nggak perlu kayak basa-basi, lebih polite gitu. Aku ya. Do we have a log ya? L. Although we have to get past the bouncer first, if we do not, I'm thinking our night is ruined. Oh, I have to choose alone thinking then.
I don't want to have my own fun. Imenacht is the only place to be on Friday night.
Tadi lucunya dia bilang headphone rusak dan ngajak chat di chat room, diamin aja udah. Sama ini saya paling jawab irit aja. Oh, I see. Paham. Dia bilang headphone-nya rusak, terus dia bilang chat di chat room aja begitu ya. Ketik kalau misalnya nggak tahu jawaban apa ya.
Wait a second, she's acting like this is all or nothing, do or die. What I call that again? Maybe I ought to check my journal.
I don't want to have my own fun. Imenacht is the only place to be on Friday night.
Saya punya batas kesabaran, tapi juga nggak punya kesabaran sedalam itu sih. Jadi kalau misalnya ada yang mulai tanya-tanya, aku kalau misalnya ada yang nanya-nanya begitu, aku langsung bilang aja, do you want to offer any art commission? If you do, then I'm not interested. Langsung gitu aja, biar langsung diem. Daripada aku yang kayak ngeladenin bla bla bla, aku tidak bisa sepolet itu ke orang kalau misalnya jelas-jelas mau scammer.
Amigos, you're putting too much weight on this thing. It's a nightclub, not a high noon showdown. The night's full of possibilities.
Dulu soalnya aku pernah kena scam di itch.io dan itu benar-benar kesel. Jadi sekali aja, habis itu nggak ada lagi.
Reinhard, I don't know what this means, but I like the way the sexy American talks.
You make us think that maybe it is better we haven't gotten into the club, because we are now meeting you.
Hey, if meeting me makes your night better, I'm glad we met. I really gotta find Enermax though.
Sama tuh, coba gue nggak mau ngabisin waktu lu, mending cabut ke sebelah. Aku juga begitu. Jadi kalau misalnya mereka sudah langsung menawarkan dan ada kode-kode, kayak mulai tanya-tanya, boleh di-add Discord atau segala macam nggak? Aku langsung bilang aja jelas-jelas dari awal. Di game itu, Sam, aku kan dulu kan brandingnya ngetes game ya. Terus dulu tuh ada yang kayak ngirim pesan gitu dari salah satu akun. Hai, boleh minta tolong tes game ini nggak? Katanya begitu. Karena aku masih polos dan kayak biasanya percaya dengan itch.io. Terus aku iyakan. Abis itu aku download filenya. Terus aku buka. Pas habis aku buka, semuanya diambil, Sam. Semua segala cookies dan segala password yang ada di Google itu semua diambil, kan kesimpan ya di password manager lokal juga. Habis itu dibuka dan dia bisa ngirim pesan dengan akunku ke 5 akun lain. Jadinya itu bener-bener bikin stressful karena semua itu diganti, semuanya bocor, kayak Google, kayak password bank dan segala macam, semuanya. Jadi mesti diganti utuh. Pas itu doang, basically kayak aku kayak sehari apa 2 hari apa 3 hari ngerjain itu doang. Dan itu nggak sadar aku keabis, soalnya dia itu kayak ngambil data cookies. Abis aku ngeklik, dia kayak ada komen CMD gitu kebuka. Terus aku bilang, gamenya nggak jalan, kenapa ya? Sedangkan polosnya. terus habis itu hilang. Ternyata besoknya pas aku buka Discord, aku udah ngechat 5 orang developer pula. Yang juga ada yang kena dan ada yang tidak kena. Hampir kena. Karena kalau kena dia bisa langsung take over satu server, terus ambil alih dan share lagi scamnya. Terus aku nggak tahu, soalnya pas download dia nggak kedetek virus di Windows Defender, karena aku cuma pakai Defender, karena setahu kok aman-aman aja pakai Defender. Kemudian habis itu pas dicek pakai apa ya rasanya antivirus di internet, ada ternyata. Jadi begitu. Habis begitu ya udah. Sejak saat itu benar-benar kayak misalnya kalau ada yang mulai ada pola-pola tertentu langsung aja jelas-jelas no. Gitu aja sih. Jadi agak-agak benar-benar harus banyak pikir-pikir kalau mau cari itch.io dan tidak resmi segala macam. Takut. Begitu. Ada lagi tipikal ngasih fan art tapi pas dilihat gambarnya kelihatan banget hasil AI. Udah serem aja muka itu gambar. Bisa bakal jadi getaway gitu kan? Kalau gambar mah aku nggak tahu ya. Sampai sekarang sih nggak ada yang ngasih fan art, jadi aku nggak kenapa-kenapa. Ada, bukan, salah. Ada yang ngasih fan art tapi kayaknya nggak ada yang kayak ngasih dalam bentuk AI. Plus kayaknya dari gambar kayaknya nggak mungkin ke enkripsi dan bisa ngambil data. Kayaknya ya. Cuma mungkin bagi beberapa orang kurang etis sih kalau masalah AI bikin gambar sampai sekarang. Aku buat security makanya Windows Defender bukan sama Malwarebytes. Aku nggak pakai Malwarebytes. Aku pakai malware itu kalau misalnya emang udah kena virus dan emang mau bersihin, baru nanti aku pakai malware. Kalau nggak aku pakai Defender cukup. Rasa-rasanya serius. Sejauh ini nggak kenapa-kenapa dengan Defender. Cuma sekali itu aja, karena bener-bener nggak kedeteksi di Windows pas habis ekstrak dan jalankan. Jadi ketahuannya habis itu. Begitu. Untungnya ada 2 FA di segala macam akun yang kebobol. Karena developer lain yang kena, habis aku yang kirim pesan ke mereka, itu hilang semua datanya. Sayangnya dia developer game. Terus aku sampai di akun Twitternya pun kena hack juga jadinya. Kemudian aku jadinya bilang ke akun mereka via DM Twitter pribadi kalau misalnya aku kena hack dan aku nggak tahu begitu. Dan ya jadinya begitu. Dan hubungan kita nggak bagus lagi sejak saat itu. Sayangnya. Udah. Sorry. Malam PTW kok.
You have to get past the bouncer. He decides who gets in and who doesn't. And he hasn't looked halfway all night.
Betul. Iya betul. Tapi ya semoga gak kenapa-kenapa sih dengan ini. Sejauh ini sih gak kenapa-kenapa dan saya bahagia sebenarnya.
Maybe I'll have a little word with him. Excuse me, friend. I hear you're the man to talk to around these parts. I'm here to see Andromachos.
Have fun, mate.
Hey, thanks, amigo. You have your...
Cowboy, what about us?
Yeah, sure, they're friends of mine.
Have fun, mate.
Well, come on, you two. We ain't got all night. Yeah. Dang, awful loud in here.
Come on, my liver, dance with us.
Oh, you kids have fun. I'll catch up with you later. Tarnation, I'd rather hear a gopher giving birth than this. I better talk to whoever's slinging drinks in this here saloon. Pardon me, ma'am.
Well, look at you. We get a lot of
Wow.
satisfaction in here, but not usually the 1880s. What can I get you, cowboy? The special's Red Bull and vodka. You down?
Audio though, it's from right side.
I never drink. Red Bull. I'm actually looking for the owner. He around tonight?
Might be. What do you say your name was?
Sam Walls, begging your pardon.
Sam Walls, huh? I don't think I know anything about a Sam Walls. After all, I'm just a know-nothing bartender.
From where I'm standing, I see someone with style and confidence, not just a drink machine. Don't go branding yourself like that's all you are.
Don't you go worrying about me, cowboy. The man upstairs warned me you were coming. I was just testing to see if you are who you say you are. Tell you what, let me give you something from our special reserve. I don't think you're looking for booze.
Well, thank you kindly, ma'am. I was wondering where the blood was. I met some vampires outside, so I figured this was a vampire club.
You met some gods, honey. They're here to dance and have fun.
Oke, thank you boy. Selamat beristirahat, selamat tidur. Thank you so much for lurking. Semoga esok lancar-lancar pagi.
So all these people are mortals?
How do you think the head vampire gets his blood? They can't wait to share it with him. It's a special experience.
Mas aku habis ngopi nggak bisa tidur, gimana dong? Ya ada sebab ada akibat Bronto. Ya gimana?
He's the only real vampire here. Well, him and Bert.
Bert?
You met him already. Bert, shuffle on over here.
Ide buruk, ide buruk.
This one's here to see the big guy. Show him upstairs, okay?
Have fun, mate.
Good luck up there, cowboy. Hope you find what you're looking for.
Ide buruk, jangan diikuti. Yang tidurnya udah nggak ngaruh dengan kopi.
Howdy. It's Sam Walls to see you, sir. The guy who's been sending you all the emails.
Thank you, Vel. Sama aku juga. Basically kalau misalnya ngopi ya kadang mempan, kadang tidak akhir-akhir ini. Udah capek kayaknya. Abis ngopi di paste, bagus. Thank you, Vel. Itu punya siapa? Aku. Suaraku. Semuanya suaraku itu. Cuma dikasih efek Dolby biar kedengaran kiri kanan dan bergetar di telinga. Suaraku semua.
Yes, I know who you are, Samuel Walls. You have come here because you believe you can help our kin. The question is, are you first able to help yourself?
Aku habis ngopi kok jadi ketempelan. Ketempelan apa? Makhluk halus kah? Suaranya kayak Mas Andro. Nggak bisa, aku nggak bisa suara berat-berat kayak gini. Karena dasar suaraku bukan berat kayak gini. Ini mah dibikin-bikin suaranya.
I've been fixing myself for more than a century now. I don't think I need help.
Then you must prepare to learn a most difficult lesson. We all need help, Samuel. I am pleased that you have come to receive mine.
Dang, you scared the heck out of me.
You must allow an ancient vampire his games. He will play them regardless. Please, sit down. What an absolute pleasure it is to meet you at last. I found your messages most intriguing.
Kenapa Bronto? Ketempelan jin ngantuk bang, jadi malah ngantuk. Tidur di. Kemarin aku juga sama di. Abis aku ngopi terus aku ngantuk di. Jadi aku juga beristirahat. Vampir yang ini kok nggak lompat-lompat? Beda kak, ini vampirnya di Jerman. Beda, bukan di belahan dunia Asia Timur. Beda-beda. Mohon maaf.
Afraid there ain't much here in the way of intrigue. I'm just a lonesome cowboy looking for answers.
You know, I receive emails every day from vampires seeking my help. You are the very first to seek my aid in helping others. This alone makes you intriguing.
Well, dang. I think you're going to be sorely disappointed when you get to talking to me. I'm just honored you're giving me the time of night.
I have unlimited time, Samuel. I am pleased to share some of it with you. Our kind can be rather set in their ways. It is inspiring to see someone so young and eager to learn.
His way of speaking is so good and intriguing.
Yeah, well, I wasn't much for learning when I was alive. Just making up for lost time, I guess.
It sounds as though you have been handling your own life better than most. I was particularly intrigued by these revelations you had while walking in nature.
Oh, yeah, them. Well, I give walking the credit. Nothing sorts my thoughts out better. After a few decades, I started seeing patterns in the way we vampires think.
Can you explain some of these patterns?
I've tried to explain them to other vampires, but it ain't never gone well. I can try, though. See, we tend to assume certain things just because we've been believing them since we were alive. Or we decide the world's against us just because we're hungry or tired or something. And when we start tackling problems that ain't real, we ain't fixing our real problems. That make any kind of sense?
Fascinating, Samuel. These revelations that you had in the woods, mortal psychologists have a term for them. They are called cognitive distortions.
Cognitive whoozy what now?
Cognitive distortions. They are exactly as you described them. I will explain in a moment. Please, tell me about these specific revelations you had.
Bukan, ini kalau misalnya aku nangkapnya bener ya ceritanya tadi ya. Ini basically aku mainin karakter si Sam, ini Andromakos. Andromakos ini mereka berdua tuh sama-sama vampir. Vampir yang ini game vampir psikologis bikin ngantuk. Kenapa? Tapi genrenya visual novel di. Jadi wajar di. Ini kan Sam ini dia sama-sama vampir sama si Andromakos, tapi dia itu kayak ngelihat kayaknya dia tuh bisa kayak ngegunain apa sih ras vampirnya itu untuk yang lebih dari cuma kayak vampir cuma kerjaan monoton kayak menghisap darah untuk bertahan hidup gitu loh. Jadi ada ketemu seseorang yang kayaknya juga bisa membantu ke ras gurunya begitu. Bukan, ke ras vampirnya ini. Makanya ketemu ke sini sebagai terapis begitu. Mataku berkunang-kunang. Kenapa? Kurang makan kah? Apakah kurang gula? Ini apakah tanda-tanda mau tidur? Akhir-akhir ini aku kayak ngelihat chat Velsa di mana-mana ngantuk, Wak. Jadi aku sudah mulai membaca tanda-tanda.
I realize that as vampires, we can get the feeling of the power that comes with immortality and strength, but then we get hopeless and aimless over time. It's kind of like the fella you see in the saloon at the bottom of a bottle of whiskey. Either he thinks he can fight everyone, or he's crying into their last drops because he thinks life's hopeless.
BTW ini Samuel Walls ya, bukan Sam Mitch is me ya, beda orang. Beda ya, maaf.
It's saloon thinking. Two extremes that probably ain't true.
A fascinating observation, Samuel. Your saloon thinking was described in my time as the battle between hubris and nemesis, the twin excesses of arrogance and self-pity.
Oh man, it make me wish I'd gotten some schooling. Maybe I would have figured this stuff out earlier.
You live forever, my friend. There is no rush.
Oh beda. Dia clean sih.
What you have identified is a phenomenon where individuals perceive either an illusion of control or a lack of control. Mortal psychologists call this phenomenon you have described a control fallacy.
Wow, this changed.
Rarely do we have complete power over our situations or no power at all. But we create this illusion that stops us from attempting to change our perceived situations.
Yeah, you're right about that. I used to think I'd never get away from my gang. And maybe that's what made me stick with them for so long.
Yes, you see how cognitive distortions keep us from facing reality, whatever that reality may be.
Kenapa? Why?
Of course, I am so old and powerful that I am always in control.
Well, that ain't no control fallacy.
I do, but that does not mean I am always in control. The universe is vast and mysterious, and my understanding of it is limited.
Oh, I get it. So even for you, it's a control fallacy to think you're all-powerful.
Of course, as you expertly pointed out with your analogy about the man at the bottom of a whiskey bottle, a control fallacy can be positive or negative. Listen to my next few statements and try to find a control fallacy. Simply let me continue if you do not detect one. The sun will eventually burn out. I will roam a cold, dead earth, and there is little I can do about it.
Terbang nanti masuk pagi. Otsu. Wih, oke Di. Have a good rest Di. Have a good sleep. Selamat beristirahat, selamat pagi. Bukan. Selamat malam. Semoga lancar esok kerjaan dan aktivitasnya. The sun will eventually burn out. I will roam a cold, dead earth, and there's little I can do about it. What is control fallacy? A lot of us bloodsuckers have a habit either of feeling responsibility or sole control or of a feeling completely hopeless. Thing is, usually neither is true. Feeling hopeless do not mean we are powerless, and feeling untouchable don't mean we are invincible. That's a control fallacy either way. Our real capability are somewhere in between. Okay. Close.
Well, that sounds like one of them control fallacies. With all eternity, heck, I think you could do something to save the sun.
I applaud your optimism and ambition, Samuel, but some things we must be prepared to accept, and the death of the sun is one of them. But let us continue. My kitty cat died. I shall be lonely forever.
I'm sorry about your sweet kitty, but you can always pick up a new one. Or there's lots of them just waiting for a loving home, so you don't need to be lonely.
It was just an example, Samuel. Well spotted. But I do speak from experience. I felt this way once when a pharaoh I was dating had our cat mummified. I went into a murderous depression that nearly decimated the continent. But I had the power to help myself all along by adopting a new friend in need of a home.
Oh, dang, don't let me get on your bad side.
I doubt you shall see it, Samuel. Did you have more revelations to tell me about?
Well, I noticed how we stress ourselves out by making everything a battle of do-or-die absolutes. High noon mind, I call it. Like that feeling you get right before a big shootout.
I must confess I have no experience with this feeling. I engaged in mortal combat long before the age of gunpowder. But the sentiment you describe mirrors the words of my old friend Marcus Aurelius. He used to say that the magnitude of life's challenges often turn us into our worst selves.
Okay.
Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor?
Of course, his name was Marcus. Marcus was a bedroom name.
You mean you and the emperor were...
It was ancient Rome. Penetration was similar to a handshake.
Okay.
My apologies. I somehow forgot you were American. But let us discuss this high noon mind. I believe we can broaden your definition. Mortal psychologists call this phenomenon of binary thought polarized thinking, but I like to call it Nosferatu thinking.
What?
Nosferatu thinking?
It means you are thinking in black and white.
Halo Rayleigh. Selamat malam. Selamat datang.
I get it. That's pretty funny.
I believe it encompasses the breadth of the distortion. One is not flatly weak or strong, good or evil, smart or stupid, a success or a failure. The truth is far more complex and colorful.
Malam, selamat datang. Apakah belum tidur?
Not every high noon gunfight ends in oblivion, correct?
Yeah, that's true. Getting shot still ain't fun, but it ain't the end neither.
A perfect example, Samuel. Now, try to catch me using Nosferatu thinking.
What's Nosferatu thinking again? Sometimes things can seem black and white, win or lose, famine or feast, live or die, like everything is a big showdown. It can feel like we have got only two options, winning the day or ending up with a stake in the heart. That's Nosferatu thinking. It's thinking in extreme and ignoring all the in-between. We stress ourselves out when stakes are high. Oh. Okay.
I will give you a series of statements, and one of them will contain Nosferatu thinking. I will repeat them if you miss it. If I do not drink blood, I will surely die.
No.
Is that Nosferatu thinking?
No, Samuel. In this case, I am not arguing with reality. If we do not drink blood, we die. This is a fact of being a vampire. Let us continue. Death eventually comes for us all. We are only trying to identify Nosferatu thinking right now. Death eventually comes for us all. Mortals will always fear our kind. Did you miss my Nosferatu thinking? If I do not drink blood, I will surely die. Death eventual. Mortals will always...
That's Nosferatu thinking right there. I've met mortals who knew who I was and weren't scared.
Huh? I don't understand. Sometimes things can seem black and white, win or lose, famine or feast, live or die, like everything is a big showdown. It can feel like we've got only two options, winning the day or ending up it with a stick in the heart. That's Nosferatu thinking. It's thinking in extreme and ignoring all the in-between. We stress ourselves out when stakes are high. If I can't get the best saddle, my butt's gonna break, ain't no doubt. Either I show up ready to win the rodeo, or I'd better just not show up. The fate of the Wild West is hanging on this gunfight. Okay.
Very good, Samuel. And even if you hadn't, to say mortals will always fear us ends any hope that they might not. Always is such a terminal word, is it not? Would you like to discuss more of your revelations with me?
See, I used to be in a gang. They were my whole existence. If you asked me who I was, once I got away, I realized how small-minded that was. I was Sam before I was a murdering bastard, but that's how I was choosing to brand myself. My old gang's still around, and they're still branding themselves like that. They can't see themselves as anything but killers.
Very astute, Samuel. I favor the clinical term, however, which is labeling. You correctly discovered that labeling is a reductive act. When we call ourselves names, even if we find them accurate, we create prophecies we are doomed to fulfill. For millennia, I thought of myself as a killer. It was not untrue that killing was how I made my way in the world. I was an unstoppable warrior and assassin. But with this label, I limited myself for ages. I did not only kill people, I also killed potential aspirations I might have had. See whether you can catch me doing some labeling in my next few statements. I am so old, I am ancient.
Oh, come on. I know you've been kicking around a long time, but don't go labeling yourself as ancient.
But according to definition, I am ancient. It is not a label.
Well, you look pretty good for being ancient then.
The secret is moisturizer. But let us continue.
Really?
Call me whatever you like, but don't call me late for dinner. How shall I describe myself? Yes, I am a mass murderer. It seems you have missed my labeling. I am so... Call me... How shall I describe myself? Yes, I am a mass murderer.
This is labeling? Why? We vampires sometimes call ourselves awful names. I'm a failure. I am unlikable. It's like burning ourselves with a big old branding iron. Every time we look at ourselves, we will keep seeing those names. Labeling is just calling ourselves names that do no good. Example, I missed that shot. I'm such a butterfinger. Crying over a horse, you are sappy as hell. The fella doesn't like wearing leather. He's only a vampire wannabe. Okay.
It seems you have... How shall I
Well, that's about as clear a labeling as it gets. Yeah, we vampires tend to do a lot of killing, but reducing ourselves to killers ain't doing us any favors.
Excellent, Samuel. You are correct. Labels can be cages that we lock ourselves in. I was a mere murderer for most of my existence because that is how I labeled myself.
Yeah, I did the same thing. Sam Walls, the murderer, reprobate, and good for nothing.
Those are not how I would describe the Sam Walls I see before me. Did you have more revelations to tell me about?
I think that's all of them. Or at least the ones that were the most obvious to me.
That you recognize the concept of cognitive distortions at all is most impressive, Samuel. What took me nearly 3 millennia to understand took you merely 2 centuries.
This is like 3,000 years. This is like 200 years.
Oh, come on, you're just flattering me. I'm just a dope stumbling his way through one life.
Are you now? Tell me, Samuel, what kind of cognitive distortion are you exhibiting when you call yourself a dope?
Yeah, I'm doing some labeling. I gotta watch myself, huh?
As long as we retain any humanity, we will have cognitive distortions. What we are aiming for is not to become perfect beings, but to understand and accept ourselves. As long as we can recognize cognitive distortions, we can address our real challenges. One cannot drink blood from a straw man, after all.
Huh. I ain't never heard that one before, but I like it.
If it helps solidify the concept in your mind, then I am well satisfied. I know you came to learn from me, so I will do my best to honor your good intentions. Let us ensure that you understand the concepts of labeling, control fallacies, and Nosferatu thinking. I will give you a series of statements, and each one will contain a cognitive distortion for you to identify. I will begin. If I invite over my vampire friends, I know I'm going to have to deal with guano all over the place when they turn into bats at the end of the night.
Well, that ain't right. He's acting powerless, like a man clinging to the whiskey bottle. What Andromacos say that distortion was?
If I invite over my vampire friends, I know I'm going to have to deal with guano all over the place when they turn into bats at the end of the night.
Why is this not Nosferatu thinking, yeah? Isn't this basically if A, then it must be B, but it's not always going to be B? Isn't that basically the concept of Nosferatu thinking? Oh!
Rayleigh Hart just redeemed C1H. Virtua Cop 2.
Thank you Rayleigh. Mungkin di hari Rabu ya, karena berarti besok, karena belum habis, nggak ada yang request game lagi, jadi mungkin bisa besok. Mungkin game kedua ya, mungkin, atau game pertama mungkin. We'll see. Thank you. Nanti ku cek dulu ya. Ini di mana kah? Itunya, platform?
That there's a control fallacy, sir. You're acting like you've got no control, but
Santai.
you could lay
Okay.
down some ground rules for guests, or some newspaper.
Or express concern to my friends that they have not been toilet trained. Very good, Samuel. Let me try another. I am Andromachos, the ancient darkness, the scourge of the Mediterranean.
Well, that's definitely some intense labeling. Those are some hard names to get over.
You are not wrong. Those names followed me for millennia. It was most stifling. Let me try another then. If my club's revenues do not significantly increase,
That there's got to be Nosferatu thinking. There's a huge space between making a ton of profit and living on the street.
indeed you are correct. I run my club at a considerable loss, but 3,000 years of banking interest means that money is not really an object to me anyway.
Ini di Steam kah? Atau di ROM kayak PS1, PS2 gitu kah? Virtua Cop 2. Oh, Abandonware ini kah? Aduh, arcade lagi. Ini kah? Browser. Oke. Thank you. Nanti ku cek-cek lagi ya.
Samuel, now I am not only intrigued by you, but also impressed. I would very much like to teach you my ways, but I must demand something of you first.
Anything. I'm here to learn.
You must receive therapy yourself. I will not have you seeing clients without a commitment to your own mental health.
Oh, now, hold on just a minute. I don't know that I need therapy. I'm feeling pretty good about myself these days.
Samuel, we all need therapy to live in this world. You have been speaking in cognitive distortions since the moment you walked into my office.
Oh, oke.
I have. I didn't even notice.
They are most insidious, but I am here to help you identify and challenge them. You have walked alone for too long, Samuel. Allow me to share my experience with you.
Well, all right, if you say so. I appreciate your taking the time to work on this old cowpoke.
We have all the time in the world, Samuel. But for now, you must be eager for something fresh. Please, dance, drink your fill. We will begin tomorrow.
Okay, then. Well, sir, it's been an honor.
You don't have to call me sir, you know.
All right, then, Andromacos.
Andromachos.
Andromachos.
Hey, Andromaku. Hey.
Just call me Andy.
All right, Andy. I'll see you tomorrow, then.
Oke. Andromachos.
Dang, look at all them mortals, sweating, blood pumping.
If it isn't Clint Eastwood again. How'd it go, cowboy?
Seems I'll be sticking around. Guess I better get used to things around here.
Good to hear. About time someone helped Andy with his work. Seems you vampires have a lot of problems to fix. Name's Crimson, by the way.
Fine meeting you, Crimson. How do you know so much about what Andy's doing?
Pillow talk. I'm his blood partner.
No shit. How's a mortal get hooked up with an ancient vampire?
I'm a rock climber. I stumbled into one of his lairs in Madagascar, found a cave while climbing a mountain, and there he was, naked in a hot tub.
Oh my god. Woo!
Dang. Must have been a sight.
You ain't kidding, cowboy. Didn't expect a luxury apartment with a gorgeous naked vampire inside of a mountain.
Kenapa, Kapten?
We hit it off, and he asked me to come back here with him. I like an adventure, so I said, what the hell? I'll date the gorgeous Dracula. But what are you doing talking to me, cowboy? The blood's running hot on the dance floor, and these kids don't mind a little biting.
Ain't no way I'm dancing. There's gotta be a better way to get something fresh to drink.
Reinhard, look, it's the sexy old guy again.
You should buy us a drink, old guy. You'll probably get lucky. Actually, you will definitely get lucky.
Why?
Pleasures of the flesh ain't exactly what I'm after tonight.
That's because you haven't experienced these pleasures with us yet. Buy us a drink and you will discover great satisfaction by uns.
Tell them they are not your type. Tell them they can support themselves.
I ain't buying you a drink. You ain't exactly my type.
Oh, we don't want to marry you. We just want to have fun with you.
You kids are too much. Look, kids, you seem like nice enough folks, but I wasn't planning on buying drinks tonight.
Stop teasing the cowboy, Kinder. They're just messing with you. Drinks are free here.
But dang, really? I ain't never been to a saloon with free hooch.
Call it a drink exchange.
Huh. So, everyone here knows they might be sharing blood?
Only as long as there's consent. We like to create a safe environment here. Why don't you take Reinhard and Maxie here back to the kink room?
To what?
Wait, kink room?
You're not in Kansas anymore, cowboy. We are not afraid of sex here.
Oh, really?
I'm from Missouri, but point taken.
Nobody has to do anything they don't want to do in there. Just have fun and drink your fill, handsome. I'm sure I'll be seeing plenty of you. Maxie, Reinhard, this is one of our special customers.
Ach so, ein Vampir. I'm thinking we are all getting lucky then.
My neck throbs with anticipation.
Oh my god, I guess I'm just going to play until this part, yeah? Till this night end, and I'm going to save. I am not sure if this game going to be safe or not to play it on the stream.
Dang. Guess I'm going to a kink room then. Thanks, Crimson.
I knew a man who wore this much leather couldn't be boring.
Yeah, well, you got me pegged.
Is that what we are doing now? Give me the document and I will sign myself up for it.
I really ain't in Missouri no more. Look, I'm more into biting.
Oh, your teeth look perfect. Are you going to bite me with those?
Oh my god.
That's the plan. Who's going first?
Oh, sabar, Kapten.
Oh, me.
Well, step right on up. Remember, Sammy boy, just stick the tips of them fangs into the blue veins and we'll all have a nice time.
This is the... Oh, the neck. Okay. Hey, I have to use a controller.
Oh, das hat sich gut angefühlt.
Oh, that's a good thing.
Is it my turn yet?
Well, sure thing. Come on over.
Nicht meine Arterien.
Arterien?
Shucks, my aim's off tonight. I swear you moved.
I didn't, Opa. I'm being a good girl.
Huh? What is that?
Meine Arterien.
Dang it, let me try that again.
Eh?
Can't you take that?
No, I like it. Try again.
Isn't I supposed to aim here, ya?
Where'd your neck go?
UI-nya gede
It's right
banget.
here, waiting for you.
Oh, shucks.
Do you need me to guide you, Honigmörchen?
Oh, shit.
Do you need me to guide you, Honigmörchen?
Skip.
Oh, Reinhard, the hot old vampire wore me out.
Me too, Maxi. I feel as though I have set up a mail server.
Reinhard, mein Zuckerfledermaus. Ich bin so müde, sexy zu sein.
I don't understand what are you saying.
I will get us a taxi cab, Liebchen. Und du, cowboy? Next time we will talk about that thing you mentioned earlier.
Blue artery yang kecil kali, tapi nggak bisa diklik dimanapun. Aku ya tadi ya.
Right, that thing. Now that I've had something to drink, I should probably get to my coffin.
Samuel, wait a moment. I see you got your fill. Are you heading out?
Yeah, I figure I could use some shut-eye. I locked up my coffin over at the storage center.
Storage center? Please, you can use my guest coffin. I insist. You must be well rested for the challenges ahead.
Guess I got a big night tomorrow, huh? I should get a good day's sleep.
Wonderful. Please, follow me.
Well, dang. This is mighty plush. Guess it's one of them smart coffins.
This is the... Okay.
Let's see what's on TV. Hey, I remember this movie. We were so proud to finally get some representation.
Sheesh.
Not sure I should stay up watching movies, though.
Ini tuh kalau di Indonesia mungkin kayak bobok sih.
Well, ain't much else to do in here. I think it's about time I hit the hay. Hope I'm cut out for all this.
Okay, I'm going to save it here ya. The game will not have any sexually explicit content, but
Samuel, good evening. I hope you slept well.
the game does not have any sexual
Like the dead, as they
explicit
say.
content, but I guess that's okay for me to save it and play until this part only. Then perhaps I can continue playing the game offline. Dialog is not safe. Tapi emang gitu, Kapten. Dia emang bilang begitu. Kayak... Bentar. Dia emang bilang kalau dari segi dialog emang sangat tidak safe. Karena emang bakal bahas masalah seksual, litis kan? Mana ya? Nih. Naturally, a game about vampire will also include blood and sexual theme, though nothing explicit is shown. Strong language is also present. Jadi emang ada masalah seksual dan segala macamnya. Kayaknya tapi nggak cocok kayaknya aku lanjutkan di stream. Kayaknya. Mari, aku lanjutkan ke yang selanjutnya ya.